Instagram stories for Wednesday, January 10th. I'm your host, Daniel Hill. I am traveling this week, which explains the not great audio quality that you're currently experiencing. My plan was to just upload clips of prior interviews that I've done in the past as the show for this week, but honestly, I really wasn't happy with that idea. I felt like I can do better. I want to do better for you listening, so let's make the effort. Today's episode is an audio clip from the head of Instagram, Adam Mosseri, talking about some of the safety features they've implemented to keep young people safe on Instagram. Now, all the things he's talked about are very important because, number one, government scrutiny, and number two, keeping users safe on the platform is better for the long-term health of the platform. It will make people not want to leave at their first available opportunity. And I'm saying that because Selena Gomez continues to leave Instagram on a very frequent basis because of these concerns, which are incredibly valid. All the things Adam Mosseri talks about in this video, I would also classify under the category of, shouldn't these have been implemented already? Anyway, here's the clip.
Happy 2024, everyone. This week, I wanted to do a quick overview of some of the most important features we've built to help keep young people safe on Instagram. We've actually launched over 30 tools across the platform over the last couple of years, and we plan to build on that momentum in 2024. The first bucket is parental controls. We believe that parents know what's best for their children, which is why we built parental controls to allow you as a parent to set limits on how much time your child can spend on Instagram, and to even set out blackout periods during the week, because maybe you don't want your kid on Instagram on weekday evenings because we want them to focus on homework. The second is maybe the most important, which is safe defaults. It's incredibly important that we make sure that the default experience for all young people is safe on Instagram, which is why for everyone under 16, we default you into a private account and prevented any adults from DMing teens that don't follow them already on Instagram. The last is time spent tools. It's incredibly important to me that people feel good about the time that they spend on Instagram, which is why we built things like Take a Break, which allows teens or anyone to opt into a notification that reminds them to leave Instagram if they're spending more time than they want to on the platform. And Quiet Mode, which turns off notifications in the evening because we know how important sleep is to young people and really to everyone. So please, let me know down below in the comments what other features you'd like to see us build and what you think about what we've already built. We hope to really build on this momentum in 2024, and you'll see a lot of new announcements over the next couple of weeks and months. See you all soon. Peace.
Overall, glad to see the effort from Instagram to keep young people safe on the platform, even if I think all of these things should have been done years ago. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have a clip from a prior podcast episode, just like I promised, so stick around. Welcome back. Okay, let's get into the podcast clip. Recently, I interviewed Taylor Lorenz. She is a journalist for The Washington Post. She writes about internet culture and trends, mostly before anybody else knows about them, which is one of my favorite reasons to read her work. And she came out with a book, Extremely Online. Taylor and I talked for about 30 minutes. And as part of that, we talked about what the internet would need in order to become fun again, specifically social media, because there's so much pressure to create content consistently and find your audience, and it really takes the fun out of it. Here's that part of the interview. What do you think it would take to make internet culture fun again? You chronicle, and it seemed so fun back in the day, and reading about all these things that if I was part of them, felt new and exciting, to now it doesn't really feel that way. What do you think it would take to make that happen again?
I think take the money out of it, but it's more like the desperation. Like, I think that like content creation and a career as a content creator has been sold to a lot of people as like a way to achieve stability and financial freedom. And it's usually a losing game. Most people are not going to achieve that. And I would love to see more of a social safety net in this country so that people could just do art for art's sake and not try to like hustle and learn, 20 new AI video editing tools just to be able to afford healthcare, like that makes me sad. I think we used to be able to just create art, and we should be able to create art and creative things because we love it and maybe like make a little money off it. I'm not saying people shouldn't make a living online. I basically make a living online writing for the internet, but I would love that if people didn't have that sort of like desperation, and we could all have a social safety net in this country that took care of all of us, and you don't have to like hustle and grind to go viral, So that's what I think would make the internet better is fixing those bigger problems in society first.
The rest of that interview can be found on my podcast called the Instagram Stories Podcast, which you can get to from a link in the show notes. Definitely check out the interview. It's about 30 minutes. I think you are really going to like it. That is going to do it for today's episode. As always, thank you for listening. And if you have never reached out to me, we've never chatted, but maybe you've been listening to the show for a long time, send me a direct message. I would love to chat, get your feedback on the show, how I can improve things, get input. I'm always here for it. You can find me on Instagram at Daniel Hill Media. Thanks so much for listening.
I'm not yet a member of the Instagram team, but my podcast covers many Instagram themes. But the name, image, logos are trademarks at Instagram, and the LCC in the USA and every territory. Everything I publish independently, until they let me run my team and start to pay my salary. Not sponsored or endorsed, no lies, no fallacy. I use their logo with permission, not malicious or callously. No trademark violation, filling all criteria. Follow me on Instagram or Twitter at Daniel Hill Media.